Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next update for my project Eyemageddon. This is a project that I created this year to work on my single eyeshadows. I want to get use out of them, and this year I'm also trying to reach for every single eyeshadow in my collection. This also is a project that means that I can reach for my eyeshadows more than once, and I just get to know what I have in my collection a bit more. So this is a project that is kind of like a mix between project 10 uses and a BYOP. I do have a palette that I have created. Mine looks like this at the moment, and I want to reach for every single eyeshadow in here 10 times. So I'm very excited with the palette today. I'm going to go through every single shade in order like always and let you know how many times I reach for each shade and let you know what I will be rolling out. But before I jump into the palette, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So the first shade we have in the palette is from the Pastel Roses. It's this shade right here, and that shade is called Nectarine. You can see there it has a really strong shift, and I actually really love the shadow. It has been in for 3 months now, so this is the 3rd month it was in. And at the last update, I had reached for it 8 times, which is really good. I could have probably reached my goal for last update, but I wanted to keep it in for 1 more month. But I only had 2 more uses, like I said, left to go. And I'm happy to say that I have reached for this one 2 more times. So I have hit my goal of 10 uses on this eyeshadow. Next to that, we have another Pastel Roses shade. This is the lone little black sheep of the palette at the moment. And that is this shade here, which is the shade Lure. This is one that I rolled in last month, but I have not reached for it all. So this one is completely untouched, which is why I'm calling it the black sheep of the family. It's the one that has managed to be untouched so far. But I'm sure that will change for next month because this is one that I will focus in on. I just completely forgot about this shadow, to be honest, and I was focusing on other things. But yeah, this one I'm hoping to reach for more next month. Then we have the shade here, which is a really vibrant green shade, as you can see there, but then it goes into a purple. I don't know if you can pick that up in any of these lightings. It's sometimes really hard to show. But this is another one that I rolled in last month. It is the shade M51 from Terra Moons, and I'm actually wearing this one on my eyes today. I'm wearing a different palette, like for all the mattes, and I have shimmers underneath it as well. And then I just have slightly this one patted on top. So I don't know how vibrant it is at the moment. You can definitely build this one up more, but today I just wanted to have it as like a topper shadow. But yeah, this one rolled in last month, like I said, and I have reached for this one 4 times, and it will be staying in the project. Moving on to the second row, we have this shade here, which is from Sydney Grace. This is one of their like normal shadows, and this one also rolled in last month. It is the shade The Milky Way. I have in the past month reached for this eyeshadow 3 times, which is really good. I love this shadow. I mean, 3 uses isn't amazing, but it's a really, really pretty one, and I've been doing a lot more cool tone looks recently. So this one is going really well with those. So again, 3 uses, and I'm hoping to reach for that one more next month. Next up, we have another shadow that has been in for 3 months now. And if you don't know, I'm trying to get out every single shadow I've been in for 3 months because I don't want any stragglers in this project. I don't want anything that being in for like months and months and months. So if they have been in for 3 months, I try to get them out. So this is the shade Terrestrial from Terra Moons. It's this shade here in the middle. You can see it right there. It is, again, a really beautiful shade. It has like a reddish, purpley kind of base, and then like a gold to green kind of shift, like a peach gold to green shift. It's really, really stunning. It's very autumnal. And before this update, I actually only reached for this one time. So I had 9 more uses to go to roll it out, and I'm actually happy to say that I reached for it 9 additional times. It was really nice to reach for it as a lower lash line shade because it has that base, so it did create that like a depth, but it still created like a nice sheen as well. So I used it a lot in that sense. But I also reached for it on my eyes a lot as well. So I think I probably did like 50-50, like half the uses on my lower lash line, half the uses on my lid. But yeah, this one is another one that will be rolling out. Then we have this shade here, which is again from the Pastel Roses. This is like a pink to blue shift, as you can see. It's like a pink to blue, like UV kind of blue to like purple shift. It's really, really stunning. And that is the shade Sakura. This is the one that is a bit more tricky for me to reach for because it does have that like pink base. It makes me think of it as like a pink shadow, but it shows up so blue on the eyes. However, I have reached for this 3 times in the past month for a total of 4, and this one has been in for 2 months now. So again, it will be staying in the project. Then let's move on to the mattes. These might be the boring ones, I know. To be fair, some people love mattes, and I love mattes too, but for me, the exciting part is the sparkly indie shadows. These are indie too, but like that sparkly shiftiness, it's like what I love in singles, but you do need a good base too, which is why mattes are really good. So let's move on to the 3 mattes that I have. All three of these are from Sydney Grace. We have the shade Fairy Tale, Unpredictable, and Parallax Light. So this shade here has been in for 2 months, and it has been used 6 times the previous month and 4 additional times this month for a total of 10. So this one I have hit my goal on. Here we have a shade that's also been in for 2 months, but last month I didn't use it at all. So I have 5 uses on it total, all from this month. And then for that grey matte here, this one has also been in for 2 months. I used it twice in the first month and then 3 times in the past month. So that's those 3 mattes right there. Then the last 3 eyeshadows in the palette are these 3 right here, which are Clionadh eyeshadows. I always fit 3 shadows here because they fit perfectly in the palette. And I get to also use my Clionadh eyeshadows a bit more. So let's go through them. First up, we have the shade Blaze, which is one of my favorite Clionadh eyeshadows. It's this beautiful, like, bronzy kind of gold base that shifts pink. It's actually not like super dark, but it's like a light kind of bronzy base that shifts gold to orange to pink. The pink shift is like the main one, as you can see. It's such a stunning eyeshadow, and this one has also been in for 2 months. I used it 4 times in the first month and only once this past month, so not great. I love this eyeshadow, but I've been, like I said, going for more cool tone looks, so this one doesn't really fit those, but it's one of my favorites. You can already see that it's quite used compared to the other 2 Clionadh eyeshadows in this palette. It's been flattened out quite a lot. Then we have the next shade, which is one of my newest Clionadh eyeshadows. It's one of the newest releases, which is this one here. It's one of their dimensional multichromes, and it is in the shade Ferric. It's a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow. I've actually only used this one once in the past month. I forgot about it. I've been focusing on the other things that I've been closer to hitting my goal on, which is why I didn't use this one more. But I'm definitely going to use this one in the next coming month. So that is Ferric. Then lastly for the palette, we have this shadow here, which is another one that I haven't reached for too much. It's been in for 2 months now, and it's the shade Cobblestone. This one I reached for once the first month and then 2 more times in the past month for a total of 3. It is more of a cool tone shade, but I just forgot about this one, and to be honest, I'm hoping to hit my goal on this one next month, as it has then been in for 3 months. So those are all my uses. Let's talk about what I'm going to change up with this project. So we are getting towards the end of the year, and I want to get through as many eyeshadows as I can in this project. And because of that, I'm actually going to switch up the rules a little bit, and I'm going to change my usage goal from 10 down to 5. And that is because I do want to rotate through more shadows in the next coming months. I want to maybe replace like majority of the palettes for the remaining updates. I will have, obviously, October now, so it's only 1 more update, and then the finale is 2 more months to work on this project. So I'm hoping to be able to rotate through quite a few eyeshadows in that time, and that's kind of why I want to change my usage goals. So with that, we do have a couple more shades rolling out. They're all actually the matte. So this one I had used 10 times, but these 2 I've only used 5 times. So both of these will be rolling out. As well as Blaze, I also reached for this one 5 times, so that one will also be rolling out. So let me remove the shadows that are rolling out, and I will show you what I'm introducing. So before I show you the new eyeshadows, this is the palette now. These are the only shadows staying in. We have 6 of them. So yeah, let me show you what I'm introducing. So for the new eyeshadows, I do want to focus on some more kind of autumnal Halloween kind of shadows. So that's what I'm doing. First up, we do have a Terminus eyeshadow in the shade Martian Dust, which is this beautiful shifty shadow. You can probably see it there. It has quite a deep base and then a strong red pink kind of shift that also goes into like orange and then gold. Is there also green shift in here? There might be a slight green shift as well. It's absolutely stunning. It's very, very shifty. So let me go ahead and swatch it out for you. So there you have the shade Martian Dust. It definitely has greens in it. Like if I'm looking at it this way, I can see the red and the green super, super clearly. I think you can maybe see some of the shift up back here. Maybe mainly like the gold and the orange, but it does have a really, really strong green shift as well. So it's a very, very shifty shadow, and I feel like this is very much like a Halloween shadow to me. So that is the first shadow rolling in. The next one I'm rolling in because mainly the name, because it's a very Halloween themed name, and that is the shade Phantom from the Pastel Roses. You can see it right here. It's like a turquoisey, grungy kind of base that goes into like a pink shift. It also has like a green shift as well, but yeah, it's a super nice multichrome. And again, I'm rolling this one in mainly for the name, and also because it's a bit more of a grungy shade. You can see it right there. It does have like a bright green shift. I think you can see that there. But it also has like a grungier base and that pink shift, and it's a very interesting one, and I'm excited to work on this one. So that is the second shade that I'm rolling in. For the 3 mattes, we're rolling in Sydney Grace shades again. I have swatched them all to right here, so we have really, really warm tone shades, which are very autumnal to me. First up, we have the shade Lolly, which is this one here. It looks more mauve in pan, but it's a little bit deeper. You can see it right there. But this is from the Sweet Indulgence palette, but I have depotted it, so that is the first shade right there, which is Lolly. Then under that, we have the more kind of orangey version of that, which is this shade here, which is the shade Harvest. Again, a really beautiful shadow, and it's a very, very autumnal one as well. And then finally for those mattes, we have the lighter kind of orange shade right here, which is the shade Tangerine. So those are the 3 mattes that I'm rolling in. Then the very final shadow that I'm rolling in is one of my Cleon eyeshadows to fit the palette. And the one I'm rolling in is this one right here, which is the shade Burnish Light. It's another one of their newest launches and one of my newest Cleon eyeshadows, and this is one of their Jewel Light Monochromes. It's another one that I'm really, really excited to play around with. This one and Ferric was the 2 of the ones that I was most excited from that launch. So that is the shade Burnish Light right there. You can probably see the shift. It's like a green. It has like a green and then rosy kind of shift, also like a gold shift, a green shift. It's very, very shifty. There's almost like a little bit of blue in it too. It's super stunning. You can see it there. And I think, again, it's a very autumnal shade. Yeah, I think you can see a little bit of the shift right there. So those are all the shadows that I'm rolling in. So we kept 6 and rolling in 6 new. So half the palette is being replaced. So let me show you the new palette. And here you have the new palette. I definitely feel like this is very spooky season, especially like the new roll-ins or like autumnal kind of spooky season. Yeah, again, especially with the new roll-ins, I think out of light as well, you can see that those kind of grungier undertones in these shadows. I think this like red and this green is perfect for spooky season, same as like the new kind of one in the middle, and then the 3 mattes are very, very autumnal. So very, very excited about the new palette. For next month, I'm going to try to have out as many of these as I can. My main focus is going to be on the ones that I have kept in this month. I have 1 more use on M51, which I could easily do. I have 2 more uses on Milky Way. I have 1 more use on Sakura, so this one as well I can probably easily do. And then for the Cleon eyeshadows, we have 4 more on Ferric, and then 2 more on Cobblestone, so I can probably do that too. And then maybe even some of the newer ones that I rolled in, I should be able to roll out. Maybe some of the masks I can easily use 5 times. But we'll see. Oh, also, by the way, Lure as well has been in for 2 months, but I haven't used that one yet, so I have 5 more uses to go. But I will focus on this one too. So we'll see. I'm going to have at least, hopefully, 6 shades out next month, and we can have some more shades roll in before the finale of this project. So that is it for today, you guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to leave me a comment down below. I love reading your comments, so let me know what you think of this project and what your favorite shade is from the ones that I rolled in. So these ones right here. And otherwise, I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.